Welcome to another episode of the A-List Movie Club. I am your host, the Game Changer, Wes Troop. And with me, as always, are Dominic and John. How's it going tonight, guys?
Good. Good.
All right. And this is the show where each week one of us picks a different movie for the others to check out. And it was my turn. You'll know by the pick. This was a very interesting film. This is from the year 2000 called Requiem for a Dream. It is the drug-induced utopias of four Coney Island people are shattered when their addictions run deep. And it's directed by Darren Aronofsky, who directed Black Swan, The Wrestler, and Mother. And you really never know what to expect with his movies. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Very good acting. Very heavy movie because it's definitely not a feel-good movie. I was very impressed with Marlon Wayans in a dramatic role.
Yeah.
He did very good. Wow, it's a tough movie. It's a good movie. A couple of things I could have done without is kind of like the drug-induced fantasy type thing with the refrigerator going to attack the mother and everything like that. I mean, come on, that was a little, and it was a very heavy-handed movie.
Oh yeah, most of his are.
He just wanted to knock you over the head with this. But like I said, that I could have done without the walking refrigerator and some of those.
The conga line was a little much.
Yeah.
in the living
Otherwise,
room.
very good.
Yeah.
This whole movie is a little much.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice that at the end, the last shot of every one of the four main characters, they are in the fetal position? Dun dun dun. Did you know?
Didn't even notice it. I was just glad. No, I was just glad it was over.
So I think that. So yeah, that's basically all I got. Go ahead, John.
Man, I don't even know what to say about this movie. I was texting Wes when I was watching it, going, "What the hell am I watching?" It's I didn't even recognize Jared Leto at first. I was like, "Oh shit, look how young he looks."
Yeah.
And it's different for Marlon Wayans. I liked what's her name, Anne Bancroft or Anne Bancroft, whatever, or Ellen Burstyn.
Ellen Burstyn.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, how amazing! She was the best part of this movie.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah, you got it's tough. It's not something you can watch a lot or over and over. It's like a one and done kind of movie. Like I saw it, that's it.
Yeah.
It's very, and I like that it didn't glorify drugs. It was more like this is the downward spiral that they're in from their drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed like the mom was addicted, but it was a different kind of addiction than the young people. But it's still an addiction.
Right.
Prescription drugs, yeah.
Yeah. And her addiction to that show, whatever.
Yeah.
Talk show, game show.
I don't know what that was. It was like the like a cross between Richard Simmons and Joel Osteen or something.
Yeah. Every time they showed it, like all he was doing was like just announcing people's names. Like, what is this show about?
Yeah, and weight loss, I guess. I don't know.
I think what it was is that it was like about weight loss. I think
it was like an infomercial type thing. Maybe. I don't know.
She was trying to lose weight. That's what I figured. But something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Shooter McGavin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely an out there movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I don't even know. I couldn't describe it if someone asked me to. I'd like, you just have to watch it.
Yeah, I think it is more straightforward than Tenet, at least, though.
Yeah.
I at least could follow it.
Yeah. And whatever happened to Jennifer Connelly? Boy, she's beautiful, but man, she just dropped off the face of the earth.
Yeah. Yeah, she hasn't done much
Yeah.
since this and like a couple of other things, and then it's just like, I don't know.
Wasn't it beautiful?
Huh?
What was that?
Wasn't she in A Beautiful Mind?
Yeah, I think that was where she met Paul Bettany.
Yeah.
Vision.
That was right around the same time as this, I think. So she's been out of business for a while.
Yeah, I think Beautiful Mind was like 2002, somewhere around there.
Yeah, this was 2000, so yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe she just stays home with the kids. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely something. I like
Yeah.
The Wrestler. I did.
Yeah.
Mother was another out there movie,
We got to do that one for this show sometime.
and I never saw Black Swan.
Oh, that's a lot like this. Like not like a lot like this, but like trippy, like out there.
Oh. I never saw what's that first one of his called Pie or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I never saw that either.
I never did. Yeah. I've seen the rest though.
Yeah, The Wrestler was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Wes, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this is as far as like an anti-drug special after school special goes, this is one of the best ones you can think of. Yeah, it's just showing things that the addicts go through or what you have to do for money for the drugs and their lives being ruined. So the visuals I thought were cool, but sometimes they're overdone. It's like we get the point. Like the money exchange, the mom popping pills. It's a lot of montage after montage. There are some visuals that are scary, but some
Marlon Wayans' ass.
yeah, some become unintentionally funny, like Dominic said about the fridge coming to life. I think I did laugh when that happened, but so it was like, yeah, some of it was a little much. I thought the split screen was interesting, like when they were laying in the same bed. It sort of like makes the scene stand out more, like make you pay attention a little more. It tricks us a few times with hallucinations, what's actually happening in their head and what's actually happening in real life. Like when he goes, we'll just say the cop's gun. We were like, what the? Never boring or predictable, I can tell you that. A lot of the I already said about the montages about that, but I thought the final montage that Dominic brought up about like the fetal position, I thought can be haunting and effective. This has been seen as a horror movie for some people. They have said they see it as a horror. Considering what happens to the characters towards the end, it can be hard. There's some hard to watch moments there. It definitely has a lot to say. It has a ton of messages, which some are easy to pick up on and others less, or a little, well, they're a little more subtle. Like the doctor and the prescription meds, how he just comes into the room and it's just like, oh yeah, whatever. Go see you next month or whatever. And doesn't even listen to what she's saying. It's like, oh my God.
Doesn't even look at her. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely feel for the characters, especially the mom. Yeah, I really felt for her. And this is easily the best performance from Marlon Wayans, hands down. A lot better than a haunted house. And anything else
in the hood.
Haunted House was the worst movie of that year that came out. 2013, I think it was.
Never saw it.
Oh, be glad. Me and him saw it in the movie theater.
Oh, jeez.
We were groaning the whole time. And one other thing, I thought the music could get a little loud at times. Like intense.
I forgot about. Then you mentioned it. Like I completely forgot that he like sold his girl for drugs. Like,
oh yeah, that in that ending montage with the
pimped her out for.
Yeah.
And then she just sort of did it on her own because she was so desperate for it while he was away, and just yeah.
And
just
him in the
thinking-
hospital at the end. Oh my god.
It's crazy.
Definitely makes you go, yeah, I'm never doing drugs.
Yeah. You were saying about how it was shot, and one of the trivia is he shot it like a hip hop music video.
Okay.
With extremely short shots
Mm-hmm.
to get the sense of overwhelming addiction. An average 100-minute film has 600 to 700 cuts. This one has over 2,000.
I'll believe that.
Yeah. At around the 44-minute mark, during Ellen Burstyn's monologue about how it feels to be old, cinematographer, I'm not sure what his name is, I can't pronounce it, accidentally let the camera drift off target. When the director called cut and confronted him about it, he realized that the cinematographer had been crying, and he fogged up the camera's eyepiece.
Wow.
The director left that take in.
Interesting.
The director asked Jared Leto and Marlon Wayans to avoid sex and sugar for 30 days to better understand a craving. That's not the same as heroin, but whatever. You know?
Yeah.
He was exploring, the film was about exploring different types of addiction, like I said.
Yeah.
Three Young Stars is a traditional heroin story, and the older lady is, oh my God, which is the worst drug?
Mm.
So trying to quit drugs and cigarettes, is that the same as trying to quit food? Like, and pain pills, like she was doing, weight loss pills.
Wow.
Jared Leto lost 25 pounds and befriended an actual heroin addict. Boy, he's a method actor, ain't he?
Yeah, you got that right. Like Dallas Buyers Club.
Never saw it.
Oh.
Ellen Burstyn had a camera mounted to her for certain sequences, and she spent 4 hours every morning being fitted with prosthetics, wearing 4 different necks, both fat and thin, 2 different fat suits, a 40-pound and a 20-pound suit, and 9 different wigs.
Wow.
They never say the words heroin or cocaine or show them doing any actual drugs. They always cut away.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They don't really mention what the drugs are. Ellen Burstyn originally rejected the role when she read the script and was horrified by it. Then she watched his movie Pie and thought he was a brilliant filmmaker and decided to do it.
Interesting.
When the older lady is on the subway and telling strangers she's going to be on TV,
Mm-hmm.
the man who tells her she's whacked is the director's father.
Oh, wow.
The show that we were talking about that Shooter McGavin hosts, that was all shot in one day. And Christopher McDonald improvised most of his dialogue.
It seemed like it was a lot of the same stuff over and over and over. But that was a lot of this movie was the same stuff over and over. The dialogue.
In the novel, the 3 young main principals, whatever, are all between the ages of 14 and 16.
Oh, Jesus.
The studio basically said no.
Yeah.
No. They were afraid no American audiences wouldn't like it and it wouldn't sell well.
That would be really dark.
Oh, this wasn't really a big hit anyway, I don't think.
I think this was like a really under the radar type movie.
The prop refrigerator melted from the inside due to the light elements inside it.
Mm.
Jared Leto stated in an interview with Rolling Stone that while he was hanging out with the drug addicts, he would shoot water in his veins instead of the actual drugs.
Oh my god!
And he said it was so intense, he'll never do it again.
Till a roll call for it.
The scene at the end involving the two girls performing an act
Yes.
where the one gentleman yells ass to ass, that was improvised by the actor.
Another method actor.
I mean, that's the first place his mind went, I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
Dave Chappelle was originally offered Marlon Wayne's role. He turned it down.
Jeez.
3 out of the 4 main cast are Oscar winners. Can you guess which one isn't?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Maybe because he does movies like 50 Shades of Black.
Ellen Burstyn was persuaded to campaign for Best Supporting Actress because they thought she wasn't going to win versus Julia Roberts and Aaron Brockovich.
Oh, wow.
They wanted her to go for Best Supporting. Julia Roberts did win for Best Supporting Actress that year. Neve Campbell was the first one offered to play Marion. She turned it down because she didn't want to do the nudity.
I could see Neve Campbell in that role, actually.
Yeah, they're basically kind of the same person.
Yeah.
They kind of look alike. Director wanted Giovanna Ribisi for Jared Leto's part.
Wow, that would be definitely a 90s movie.
Marlon Wayans originally was hesitant to do it because he thought it was a stereotypical black role.
Oh, because he's done so much better lately.
After watching Pie and talking with the director, he agreed to do it. He said it's the best role of his life. Yeah.
Always will be. Well, we shouldn't say always, because look at Adam Sandler and Uncut Gems.
At the end of the book, it's never clear whether Harry lives or dies. The director asked the author, and the author said, "Of course he lives." When the director said, "Why?" the author said, "Because he has to suffer more."
Jeez.
The director said his favorite scene in the whole movie is when Harry visits his mom. That scene in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Jennifer Connelly used a body double for that scene at the end. That wasn't her.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's hope.
The only direction the director gave the doctor was to never make eye contact with Ellen Burstyn.
Yeah.
There's a lot, but that was sort of the highlight.
I figured there'd be a lot.
There's a lot.
Big.
All right.
I don't know. I've been waffling on this one. And the more I think about it, I think I'd probably give it. The acting was so good in it, though. I was debating between a 7 and an 8.
Oh.
I think I'm going to give it a 7. Just because of the fucked up montages, and I think it's a little too like drugs bad, bad. You know,
like the Ninja Turtle after school special I watched.
I've been in my head back and forth because this is such a hard movie to rate.
Yeah.
It's a hard movie to watch, and like we said about Tenet, if someone asked me, I'd be like, "Yeah, it's worth a watch," but it's not something you would watch on a Sunday afternoon if you're bored kind of movie. It's a tough watch. It's brutal in every sense.
Yeah.
The acting is the best part. I especially liked Ellen Burstyn. What amazing. She deserved her Oscar nom. She went all out, very passionate.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie as a whole isn't very entertaining, if that's the right word. It's not very you're not bored, but you're not very oh my god, that was amazing. Just so it's tough. It's probably a 6 for me, and that's mostly because of the acting.
So I'm going pretty high with this one. Funny enough, if it wouldn't have been so heavy-handed and so montage heavy with the ching ching to do, I probably would have given it a 10, honestly, because I really liked it. But I'm going with 9.
Wow. Yeah, I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
Need some lighter fare. Pick an Adam Sandler movie or something.
Uncut Gems.
Sweet Tenant and this, my God.
So soon again. I almost got out of the theater.
I'm going to pick the movie Best in Show. Have you ever seen it, John?
Nope.
I did, but it was a while ago. I reviewed it for the channel.
It's a mockumentary.
Same guys that did Spinal Tap.
Yeah, this has got Eugene Levy in it. It's got
Christopher Guest, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got all the usual suspects.
Yeah.
Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fred Willard, I think, is in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a couple of those. Spinal Tap was their parody of hard rock metal, and this is dog shows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They have a Mighty Wind is folk festivals or something, and they get a bunch of those satires, I guess you would call them.
That's definitely a lighter movie, at least.
Best in Show, cool. I've never seen it.
All right. Well, that'll do it for this week. We'll be back next week with our thoughts for Best in Show. John, you want to talk a little bit about the podcast?
We Like Wrestling Podcast. It's a weekly podcast and YouTube show where we discuss any and everything wrestling related. We're on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you find podcasts. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. We Like Wrestling Podcast.
All right. And of course, for me, you can subscribe right here on YouTube, youtube.com/westside515. Like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/WestTruePaylist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram and Letterboxd at West Baylist. Until next time, truth out.